I came here because I heard this was the friendliest town in America.
When an activist came to campus, find out how students reacted next.
Find out how Cal Poly biomedical students are using the skills in the classroom to work towards changing the lives of millions.
And Cptv is making a huge change. Find out where you need to look for the latest Cal Poly news in the fall.
You're watching Cptv.
Hi, and thanks for joining us on Cptv. I'm Shannon Durkee.
And I'm Trent Murfeld.
Cal Poly had a visitor from Tennessee this week. She spoke out about her views on religion and about her anti-gay views. 2 male Cal Poly students responded to her by making out in front of her.
What she's saying, but it's still interesting to hear. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
The Pride Center advocates were in the UU to show their support by passing out rainbow ribbons.
Yeah.
As faculty retires or moves on to other jobs, Cal Poly is bringing in new administrators to lead the school. Eden Elisage caught up with the new faculty to see what they've been doing since coming to Cal Poly.
For Cal Poly administration, it's out with the old and in with the new. That means several new deans and a new vice president of student affairs.
By bringing in new folks when the current team is ready to retire or move on to other opportunities, helps to just broaden the university's reach and emphasis.
Dr. Keith Humphrey started at Cal Poly just 4 months ago in his role as vice president. He says he's laying the groundwork to address issues like deferred rush for fraternities, student orientation, and career services. Doug Epperson stepped in as dean of the College of Liberal Arts last August. He says previous dean Linda Helinski raised visibility for the CLA, better preparing students for life after college.
We don't know what all of our students will do, but we do know that they have the skills for success.
After 15 years at the University of Oregon, Dean Christine Theodoropoulos joins the College of Architecture. And even though she hasn't been here very long, she says she has new ideas every day of how they can build up the college.
How do we get Cal Poly on the map so that it's recognized more broadly across the globe?
But not everyone is a new face. Dean Phil Bailey has been a figure of the university since the 60s. He says the thought of starting his 45th year at Cal Poly in the fall is a privilege.
Just coming to Cal Poly, it seems like yesterday to me. I can remember my first day on the job, and that's really important to me.
Dean Bailey has been instrumental in developing faculty offices for the College of Math and Science and the multi-million-dollar Area 52 project set to open in the fall. Eden Elisage, Cptv.
Since President Armstrong came to Cal Poly in late 2010, he has brought in a new provost, chief of staff, athletic director, and president of university advancement.
The honors program will remain at Cal Poly next year, but not without some changes. The Academic Senate heard complaints from honors students and faculty fighting to keep the honors program at Cal Poly. Provost Kathleen Entz-Finken proposed cutting the program earlier this quarter, but honors will stay at the university and rebrand the program, making changes to serve better students.
Residence halls are holding a fundraiser for Oklahoma tornado victims. For the past couple of weeks, residence halls have been holding change drives. Penny wars are held in the dorms throughout the year, and the funds are donated to different causes. University Housing decided this was the perfect opportunity to raise funds for the Oklahoma tornado victims.
The goal is less about the money and is more about the spirit of service and getting people to think about what sort of a greater sort of a gesture they could make or could organize students to make. And so I would say it's not necessarily a monetary goal, it's an aspirational goal.
The funds are donated directly to the Red Cross because University Housing says they are one of the most reliable organizations to donate to.
Cal Poly is planning to build new housing for the future freshmen. Right now, there is a gap of 3,400 beds needed for freshmen. The new housing is projected to be a $200 million project loaned by the state and paid back through student rent. The project is still in its beginning phases. Administration has not decided on the style of dorms or where they will be built. They are asking students about their experiences living on campus through surveys to figure out what they would like to see in the future.
We want to make sure that the campus experience is one that makes students want to live on campus.
The plan will not be finalized for another year to 18 months, but the school is hopeful the housing will be ready for the 2018 school year. If you would like to give ideas for the new housing project, you can email the head of housing, Preston Allen, or see Keith Humphreys at his office hours.
As we wind down spring quarter, construction crews are putting the last touches on the new Baker Center for Mathematics and Science. This building alone will offer about 10% of Cal Poly's curriculum and science and mathematics. Dean Phil Bailey says with full lectures and labs, Building 52 can have up to 1,500 students within it.
The building will be finished during the summer. I think within the next 3 weeks, it'll probably be mostly completed.
The nearly $140 million six-story building will house instructional and research facilities for several programs within the math and science field, general university classrooms, and much more.
Cal Poly is honoring 3 extraordinary alumni at the upcoming commencement ceremony. Professional Rodeo Hall of Famer Cotton Rosser, renowned engineer and artist Alfred Uyawema, and agricultural industry mogul James Boswell are all Cal Poly alumni. They are receiving honorary Doctor of Science degrees for their accomplishments in their respective fields. Uyawema will deliver the keynote speech on Saturday's ceremony, and Boswell will give the keynote speech on Sunday. Spring commencement will be next weekend, June 15th and 16th at Cal Poly's Spanos Stadium.
With graduation on the way, the Central Coast is gearing up for a lot of visitors. 4,000 students are eligible to graduate this spring, and graduates' families and friends will be visiting for the ceremonies. Graduation isn't the only big event happening, though. Pismo's annual car show happens to be the same weekend, as well as Father's Day.
It's a big event in San Luis Obispo that weekend. I understand there are other things all around the Central Coast that will draw folks, but graduation is the biggest event in town.
People can expect an unusual amount of traffic next weekend in and around San Luis Obispo. Graduation ceremonies will be at 10 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday, June 15th and 16th. The Pismo Beach Car Show is June 14th through 16th.
The distribution of plastic bags is no longer allowed in San Luis Obispo County, but plastic bags will remain in stores for across most of California. The Senate voted on Thursday on a proposal to ban the use of plastic bags in California. The bill was proposed by Senator Alex Padilla of Los Angeles and would have required retailers to get rid of their plastic bags and offer either paper or reusable bags instead. The proposal fell 3 votes short of being passed.
Illegal immigrants are one step closer to getting driver's licenses. A bill allowing anyone without a Social Security number to apply for a driver's license was approved by the California State Assembly last week. Those without Social Security would have to show alternative ID, proof of residency, and a pass to pass their driving license test. Opponents of the bill say it may affect the integrity of the driver's license as a secure document used as ID for travel. Those in favor of the bill say it allows 2 million undocumented immigrants a better way of life and improves public safety. The measure is now heading to the state Senate for voting.
You may need to pay access to the Cal Poly Rec Center this summer. Accessibility is based on the quarterly university union fee, which is part of tuition. Students are not enrolled in summer school can buy a day, month, or 3-month pass. The Rec Center access for enrolled students in spring quarter ends June 23rd. You can buy a membership starting June 17th at the front desk of the Rec Center. Cal Poly ID is required for registration.
Coming up after the break, we'll show you how Cal Poly is breaking records by using garbage.
Plus, see how students are suiting up and fighting fires. We'll give you a look at local program that is saving lives.
People will be able to attend more workshops on compost and nutrients recycling thanks to a generous local donation. Cptv reporter Lena Soy has more.
The Harold J. Mielcy Charitable Trust donated $50,000 to the College of Agriculture, Food and Environmental Sciences Center for Sustainability. The college, known as CAFE, will be using the donation to continue funding next year's workshop series and other community-based training related to compost and nutrient cycling, or the Compost Project.
We're now doing it on the West Coast with the help of some of our local experts and people at Cal Poly, and using the compost site here as a demonstration site.
Most of the workshops will be at the compost unit, which is the largest facility of its kind in the country, right on our very own campus. Many students were able to get hands-on experience at the compost unit, including senior Sal Lopez.
It's been great. I mean, you get the opportunity to work out here with machinery. You get to learn everything there is about composting. We have guys farming. We have other people working water lines, so you get a lot of experience working here.
Lena Soy, Cptv.
NEOC is a local organization committed to supporting projects with a positive impact on the environment in San Luis Obispo County.
Cal Poly's Biomedical Tissue Lab is modifying artificial blood vessel stents that expand and hold blood vessels open. Stents have been around since the 1960s, but perfecting it is ongoing. Once perfected, stents will become more effective and cheaper to make by avoiding animal testing. Cal Poly lab students are also hoping to make the stents more reliable.
Basically, the better the technology is, the first time you put it into a patient, the longer they're going to have to go without a second intervention, and the higher quality their life is going to be.
With heart disease as the #1 killer in America, this study has the potential to affect millions of people.
While some Cal Poly students balance school, social lives, and maybe a job, others are taking time to be heroes. Julianne Roth accompanied the paid call firefighters of Cal Fire Station 21 on one of their drills.
Paid call firefighters, or PCFs, carry a pager with them everywhere they go. A PCF is paid for each call they respond to and must respond to at least 12% of the calls per month. They respond to fires, rescues, and other emergencies as a driver or crew member. Some PCFs gain interest at a young age.
Actually, before I graduated, I heard about the program. Captain Cameron came to put out my house when I lit it on fire when I was 3 years old. And he came to put it out back when he was a PCF like I am now.
In order to prepare for strenuous real-life emergencies, they do bi-monthly drills like this one. This drill requires the volunteers to hike up 600 feet while connecting a series of hoses and the gear on their backs.
60 pounds, 70 pounds worth of gear on the back with their water that they drink and stuff.
For some, what starts as a volunteer position turns into a career.
In 1989, I started as a PCF, and I started as a seasonal firefighter at the age of 40.
Most of the firefighters have other commitments, but they say balancing their time is worth the rewards.
It's a good activity because it's very physical, it's exciting, it fills in the gaps in between your classes.
Julianne Roth, Cptv.
More information on paid Cal firefighters or how to become one, visit Cal Fire's website.
A group of Cal Poly engineers is celebrating a first-place win at an international competition held in Seoul, South Korea. The students developed a prototype vehicle that sensors to aid drivers in last-minute maneuvers around a crash vehicle obstacle course. They competed against finalists from Korea and Japan, and they were the only team chosen from North America. The team's advisor attributes the win to Cal Poly's Learn by Doing philosophy.
We have an update on the beach wheelchair project we covered last quarter. Something that would normally take businesses years to develop took a team of Cal Poly engineering students and students in Germany just 9 months to build. Bridge to Sports in North Carolina contacted Cal Poly's College of Engineering to build a better beach wheelchair. The sand crawler can float, is transportable, and lightweight.
Press these two buttons that you see on the sides right here. And this will activate a piston that will allow the chair to move down, kind of like an office chair. So let me demonstrate that for you. So this right here is a slightly lowered position so you can access the cranks a little bit more easily. And then if you wanted to get into the sand, you can just press them again and it'll lower just a little bit more. Like that.
Hayes says they will be shipping the prototype to their sponsors in North Carolina this summer.
Students can take a course in the fall class, Must Take Class by New York Times. Its name, Jesus. Students will learn about the academic history of Jesus from Greek, Roman, and Jewish sources. Professor Stephen Lloyd Mofay has taught the class twice and will be teaching it again in the fall.
So I have no stake whether one position is right or wrong. My only goal is that everybody knows the evidence on both sides. So when we get to a controversial issue, I just present the best argument I can on one side, the best argument I can on the other side, and said, let you decide.
A third of the class is usually Christian, but the professor welcomes people from any beliefs. Students can distress right before finals this afternoon. Ready, Set, Stress is a new program promoting mental health on campus. Started by freshman business administration major Winston White, the goal of the program is to combat the stress of college life. White says a lot of the pressure is put on Cal Poly students to succeed, and he hopes the program will help. Ready, Set, Stress is from 4 to 7 p.m. in UU 220. Silhouette portraits and yoga are some of the de-stressing events. After the break, you'll find out if you should stay indoors this weekend.
And find out which Cal Poly students won this year's Athlete of the Year award. We have Eden Elsage live in the studio for your weather reports. Eden, can you tell us how the weather is this week?
Yes, I can. Thanks, guys. So these are our weather headlines. This weekend, we're going to see some sun inland. Temperatures are going to drop at night with some cloud cover as well. And we have winds as high as 15 miles per hour on Sunday. And at the beach, it's going to be foggy in the morning and mostly cloudy throughout the weekend. So if you want some sunshine, stay inland. And we're also going to go take a look at the 5-day forecast now. Going to come up in just one sec. And so we're looking at 70 degrees, 77 today as a high, and 59 for the low. And 76 on Saturday. We have a low of 57. Sunday again with a nice 70-degree weather, 73 and a low of 56. On Monday, as we start our week, we're going to get some cloud cover, 71 degrees, a little bit cooler, but it's sunny skies over in San Luis Obispo this weekend. So now I'll take it back to the guys at the desk. Thank you.
Thanks, Eden.
Well, we have Denzel Quarterman in the studio to tell us about our sports report. Denzel, what is going on in sports?
All right, thanks, guys. Cal Poly is being recognized for its athletic excellence. Cal Poly finished 4th in the Big West Commissioner's Cup. The cup is presented every spring to the highest overall point average from the Big West 16 sports. Freshman Laura Hollander won multiple Big West individual titles in cross country and fall, and senior tennis player Andre Dome made top 16 at the Tennis Nationals. Cal Poly football has 2 new assistant coaches on its staff. Etty Enna and Jim Kraft joined the Mustang team. Enna will take over as the team's defensive line coach, coming from Idaho. Kraft previously coached under Walsh for 6 years at Portland State. He'll coach Mustang's wide receivers. Walsh hopes the new faces on the team will bring some fresh ideas to an already experienced staff. Athletes got a chance to be recognized for their accomplishments at this year's 31st annual Night of the Mustangs. Following a short dinner and other accolades, attendees waited for the pinnacle of the night, the award-winning Athletes of the Year.
It's a big honor, and I'm just really happy and proud.